We are Islamic Republic. Part 5. Why did the Jizya tax provoke an angry reaction from Hindus? This tax was deeply disliked by the differential tax levied on non Muslims. Originally, jizya had been levied on non Muslims from the earliest Islamic period. Instead of their being required to join the Muslim army, and as such could be termed a tax for protection or defense, it had been ended by the Emperor Akbar more than 100 years earlier. In 1679, Aurangzeb reintroduced this controversial tax. Protests and disturbances followed the announcement, but the emperor was determined to some opponents claimed that he was trying to force Hindus to convert to Islam, while others saw it as a means to support the long drawn wars. It should also be kept in mind that Aurangzeb had earlier abolished a large number of other tolls and taxes that were applicable to the whole population. Aurangabad, a very important city in Hyderabad, Deccan. The Indian city of Aurangabad in the Deccan state takes its name from Aurangzeb. He used it for many years as his base from which to direct his armies. Did Aurangzeb weaken the Mughal Empire? Well, there were very long fightings and very expensive fighting in the era of Aurangzeb. Heavy taxes were imposed on the poor people, and he had to remain away from the capital because he had been fighting against those rebels. And of course, there were immense opportunities for the others to make things different for the emperor in the capital. Well, did Aurangzeb weaken the Mughal Empire? Aurangzeb extended the Mughal Empire to include all but very southern area of India. He accomplished this by fighting long wars, costly wars. His policy of heavy taxes to pay for his armies caused hardship to his people. He was frequently away from his capital, and his grip on the government steadily weakened. In the end, the civil service deteriorated as corruption grew. Although he conquered vast areas of India, Aurangzeb had trouble actually governing his empire. Simply keeping in contact with every part of it, it was a daunting problem. At the time of his death in 1707, his authority was threatened by revolts from Sikhs in Punjab and Marathas in central India. Aurangzeb's main misfortune was that, in spite of his undoubtedly strong qualities, he ruled millions of people in increasingly difficult time. Aurangzeb's great empire had weakness, which after his death contributed to the beginning of the Mughal decline. By 1707, Aurangzeb had built up the largest ever Mughal empire. Muslims admired his achievements. He was deeply religious and a determined ruler. Resentment and opposition to Mughal rule had increased and strengthened. Revolts weakened his rule and undermined the empire. Looking ahead, Aurangzeb had given Muslims in India a strong sense of identity. But with his death, the Mughal Empire faced enormous strains. The power of Muslim rulers was never to be so strong again. Arguments over succession and a lack of confidence and ability in later emperors ensured the decay of the empire that Aurangzeb had built up. Increasingly, others, especially the British, would be able to fill the gap left by the decline of the Mughal power. Muslims faced an uncertain and unhappy time. Well, this is how we can talk about the decline of Mughal Empire.